The facts matter.
Good afternoon, everyone. Virgo here. It is October 4th, 2021. Happy October to everyone. We are quickly approaching the holiday season. It's unbelievable how fast this year has gone. It's been an absolutely insane year for me, and I know for many of you. In light of that, I wanted to go back and visit some of the previous SOVSIT individuals that have found themselves in legal jeopardy, have gotten themselves put behind bars, and now we need to revisit and see where they're at today. So I am starting with Mitchell TAEBEL. Mitchell TAEBEL in 2018 decided that he was going to take off and run from the police, and as a result of that, ended up injuring a woman in another vehicle. It was a high-speed chase. Many of you may remember it, and here is some of the footage from what occurred back then.
He led DPS on a 60-mile chase, putting troopers and other drivers' lives at risk. And tonight, that driver is speaking out from jail.
Yeah, ABC 15's Katie Connor is inside asking questions, and she joins us live with more. Katie, what did he have to say?
Well, he's adamant, Katie, he did absolutely nothing wrong and that DPS troopers had no right to be chasing him. We also learned that he doesn't plan to stay here at 4th Avenue Jail very long. In fact, early this morning, in his very first court appearance, he asked his attorney to post his bond as soon as possible. And just less than an hour is when we had that interview with him. He said troopers, again, had no right to pull him over on SR 85. He wasn't speeding. He says he was planning actually to go to San Diego, but he changed his mind, then turned back around and headed back to Tempe, and that's when he claims that that's when the undercover troopers started following him, and that 60-mile pursuit ensued. Now, when he got off the freeway at Whirl off the 202, we watched him run red light and just barely swerve around people, barely missing them. So we asked them, is he even worried about anyone else?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things I said to the police, to the 911 operator, it was on the message, was I didn't want to jeopardize anyone's safety on the road. And I said that to the detective too. I said, call the officers back. I don't want them to attack me. I don't want to jeopardize anyone's safety.
But he did. After he bumped into the troopers, he actually slammed into a woman in a black SUV. Fortunately, she is okay and not seriously injured, but this could have been much, much worse. We know there were a ton of students out in Tempe at that time because a lot of them were walking to classes. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to break down the sovereign citizen movement because that's what he claims he's a part of. Reporting live from downtown Phoenix, Katie Connor, ABC 15, Arizona.
Katie.
So many of you may be asking, where is Mitchell TAEBEL today? Well, let's take a look at that. First of all, it is noteworthy to make mention of the fact that Mr. TAEBEL had 9 competency hearings during the time that he was in court, due to the fact that he continued to spew sovereign citizen nonsense at the judge. So at this point, he is still in jail and extremely broke, but that doesn't stop him from filing bogus lawsuits against people like Douglas Ducey, the governor of Arizona, by which, of course, the rehearing has been denied. And, of course, Mitchell TAEBEL filed this as a petitioner to be pro se in his own case. This is not the only bogus lawsuit that was filed by Mitchell TAEBEL, so let's take a look at what the Superior Court in Arizona decided to do. Here you go, folks. This is what happens when you file a bunch of crap with the court too many times. You get placed on a list called the vexatious litigants, and this means that unless you have an attorney that is licensed, you cannot file any lawsuits in the court that has filed this administrative order, which is Arizona Maricopa County, yourself in any way, shape, or form. And this is what they ended up doing to Mitchell TAEBEL because he simply would not stop. So all of this started in 2018. We are now in 2021. Mitchell is sitting in jail still. He's gotten absolutely nowhere with any of the bogus cases that he has filed, and he's completely broke at this point. He was very angry and upset with his father for hiring an attorney for him, according to statements that were made. At the time, he wanted to be pro se. And due to the fact that the judge continued to feel that there was a competency issue, as I said, he had 9 competency hearings. So that's basically where we're at. Mitchell TAEBEL has now been stopped from being able to file his own lawsuits in Arizona, Maricopa County. In addition to that, he is sitting in jail, still broke, and still spewing sovereign citizen BS. Fun personal fact about Mitchell TAEBEL that many of you probably don't know. You know, I always sit and I wonder, what is it that these narcissistic sovereign citizens fall into that makes them believe in this nonsense? They always seem to be extremely angry about something that's happened or gone wrong in their life. It's like they've been disheveled, and so they're blaming the government or some official over it. This one I found to be really, really interesting. So, Mitch here calls himself King Mitch TAEBEL from Los Angeles, California, when he was living there. And he says, about me, I need to expand my portfolio. I was thinking of bar or lounge atmosphere or in front of modern buildings, downtown Hollywood or Beverly Hills. Comfortable with public shoots. I have nice clothes. Mitch TAEBEL. This is our sovereign citizen who back in 2011 was attempting to become a male model in Los Angeles, California. All right, you guys, so we're going to be doing about 1 of these a week, maybe 2. I'm going to be going back through old cases so that you guys can see where they are now, basically. And I think I'll call this little series that, as a matter of fact. Where are they now? All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.